What is up, bros and broettes? I'm Inkslasher, and today we are going to be talking about the brand new patch in Call of Duty World War II. Now, this patch came out yesterday, and it changed some pretty substantial things within the multiplayer. Now, the multiplayer isn't going to be changed altogether or anything like that, but there were two main nerfs that are going to really affect the way you make classes and the way you play the game. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about is the bar. Now, this is something big. A lot of people have been really waiting for this patch because up until this point, almost everyone has been using the bar. The bar has pretty much been the gun to beat, and everyone's using it. But after this patch, it might be a little bit different, because this patch nerfed the recoil for this weapon. So in other words, it added more recoil, and the amount of recoil added is actually very odd. It didn't add up and down recoil, it added side to side recoil, which in my opinion is a lot harder to handle than up and down recoil. So in my opinion, this is actually a pretty solid nerf. Now, the next nerf that I was really shocked about was primed. Now, this one got a huge nerf to the point where it's almost unusable at this point. Now, what happened is primed did two things. It reduced the amount of flinch when shot, and also it added an extra attachment. Now, it still adds an extra attachment, however, the amount of flinch got nerfed to an absolute massive extent. So before this patch, it would reduce the amount of flinch by 85%. Now it does 15% of what it did before. So even less than 15% total. So this, as far as flinch reduction goes, is next to useless at this point. So another thing that they announced is that in the future, they're going to be reducing the amount of flinch on all weapons to make it more fair for everyone. Then they went and nerfed primed and increased the amount of flinch for everyone. That being said, they still haven't implemented the whole idea of reducing flinch for everyone. So as of right now, everyone has a lot of flinch, whereas in the future, everyone's going to have much less flinch. However, I have no idea when they're going to be implementing that. It's just at some point in the future. So for as of right now, just know that when using primed, it's really not going to do too much to reduce your flinch as of right now. It will still add the attachment, it just does not do that much as far as flinch goes. So those were kind of like the two big things changed in this patch, but there was a ton of other little small things changed as well. For example, a lot of the changes and fixes that were added in this patch had to do with connectivity. There were a lot of connectivity issues that have been addressed in this patch. Whether you're playing in a party or whether you're not playing in a party, a lot of these things have been addressed, and hopefully they're working a little bit better for you at this point. Another thing that they implemented was a lot of leaderboard fixes in various ways, one of which is that people who did the prestige glitch and just jumped all the way up to max prestige should now have like a 3-day or 2-day ban, and on top of that have now been reset to the very first rank, so that'll probably be a little bit frustrating for them, but if you ask me, they kind of deserve that. And speaking of leaderboards, another thing that they fixed is that tracking for divisions and division challenges is now working properly. As of before, some things like KD while playing as certain divisions and stuff like that was not working properly. That is now fixed. Also, there was a little glitch where it would show that you're getting double XP at the beginning of games and after games, however, you weren't receiving double XP. This actually happened to me on the very first weekend that they implemented double XP. Some people were even stating that they were getting triple XP during that weekend. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here getting regular old 1 times XP, and they have apparently now fixed that. That will no longer happen. They also fixed several out-of-the-map exploits on maps including Point to Hawk, USS Texas, London Docks, and Flak Towers, so those maps, you shouldn't see people glitching through the ground anymore. Another thing that they fixed is there's this thing called snaking, where you go from prone to sprinting, from prone to sprinting, and it basically allows you to teleport throughout the map and not being able to get shot. They apparently now fixed this, and the exploit should no longer be in the game. And finally, a lot of people are going to be happy about this one, they fixed the Panzer Shrek problem that people were having where you could not complete the snow weapon camo challenge. So as of right now, you should be able to complete all of the challenges for every weapon in the game without any glitches showing up, which means you can get diamond for all weapons as of right now, which is going to be interesting because this could mean the implementation of a brand new camo for when you get diamond for all weapons. That being said though, as of right now, I still haven't seen anybody have anything special like that. Now that's pretty much all of the general fixes as far as multiplayer goes. I have left a link to the article stating all of the changes in the game. You can check that out. It's down in the description if you want to get into that. The only other thing that they changed that does not have to do directly with the multiplayer public matches is something for the game battles. And in game battles, they increased the amount of time for hardpoint matches from 5 to 10 minutes, because I guess a lot of games were going to time instead of going to score. So that is now changed as far as game battles matches go. But guys, that is pretty much it as far as the patch goes. If you want to check out the full patch notes, I'll leave a link down in the description, as I said earlier. Also down in the description, there's a link to my Twitter if you want to go check that out. It's the best way to get in contact with me. On top of that, if you enjoyed the video, it would be great if you could hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, as always, hit that subscribe button if you like what you see. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out.
We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard, and I want